welcome everyone. Welcome back. Merry Crimbus. We're back
Miss
with another episode, and we're back with one of our very special guests. It's been a while. Let everyone introduce themselves.
I going first?
Yes, ma'am.
It's so good to be back. It's Q, the Blasian Badass, and I have so much to tell everybody. So don't forget to follow us, follow me, and tune into our podcast because we talk about some really dope stuff.
All right. Welcome back to Integrate Podcast. I'm your main host, Keiskyline. First of all, welcome back, Q.
Thank you.
You saw our video where we wish you the best of luck and everything. I don't know if you saw that. I think I clipped it and
You sent that to me. I didn't see it because, I was touring, but yeah, but I saw the clip. I appreciate you guys. It was so good.
Tell us about how's your tour life going? What's new?
Oh my gosh, tour was great. First of all, okay, if everybody hasn't seen my videos, follow me and watch my videos about how I even became a tour manager. But this was my first tour and I was working with a super dope, he's a super dope artist. He's one of my favorite Korean R&B artists. And yeah, let me kind of keep it short. But at first I was hired to do his social media. And then the other tour manager had to leave to do a different tour. So they needed a fill-in. So I was asked to fill in as tour manager. Part of it is because I have a lot of production experience, concerts, conferences, that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking, yeah, no problem. It's basically a lot of production work and management on the road. So I took it and it was literally one of those moments where you just are like, it was right place, right time. And you just decide to do some random shit. And I was just tripping myself out, honestly. As soon as I said yes, I was like, did I really just say yes to this? I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. And the other tour manager, she gave me all these pointers and helped me out before she left too. But tour was great. It is a lot of work, a lot of travel. We went to the whole tour was 10 cities and I did half. So I did 5 and then she did 5. So we split up. So I was on tour for a little over 2 weeks and we're living it was nonstop, Uber to Uber, airport to airport, hotel to hotel. I mean, late nights trying to figure out each venue because as a tour manager, you really got to know your stuff. You got to know what you're doing because especially as a female, as a woman coming into this world, there's always a bunch of men that's always in the clubs or in the venues and everything that you're working with. And luckily I did know my stuff because you got to do everything from sound checks to food for your artists to making sure medicine when we're all sick. You got to make sure everybody's good, that we're all going to sleep, that we're having fun, that he's encouraged, that your artist is encouraged. There's so much that has to happen. And then you're available. You have to be available 24/7 because it'd be random. Sometimes he would need to talk to me at 2 a.m. or whatever. I just listen, there's no shame when you're on tour because when someone shows up at your door, you're not just going to ignore them. I'm okay, just come on in. So we would be hanging out in each other's rooms, either talking about the venue, talking about the music, whatever. But here's the crazy part is that even though I'm Korean, I don't speak Korean. So we're doing all this through translator. I haven't even done my video yet. I'm going to post that one. I'm probably going to promote that one because it's a trip to basically pretty much 2.5 weeks on tour with your favorite Korean R&B artist and you don't speak each other's language. You do and you don't. He knows a lot of English. He's really good. He can understand a lot, so he can speak some. I understand some Korean, but I don't speak it. And everything was through Papago. Papago was our best friend. Papago and Kakao Talk.
that was going to be my question. I was going to ask him, how's his English?
It's really good, actually. He's got really good English. But when there's a lot that he can't say and that I kind of, as we started hanging out more, it was almost like we could vibe off each other. So I kind of knew what he wanted or what he needed. He didn't have to finish everything. And then we would just basically communicate. So we would spend hours just in the same room talking on translating and showing the phone. Even in the clubs and the venues, if we needed something with the sound or whatever, he needed changing the lights and if he couldn't say it in English, it's here we go. We're all like this. Me, him, and Gian, our other team member, we're all like this. And then showing each other our phones for the translation.
That is difficult.
It was crazy, but it actually wasn't like I thought it was gonna be really wild, like not good. But it ended up turning out being good. Like it's like it became like another language for us. Like we got it. Like we got the feel of it, the rhythm of it, and yeah, it was just seriously a trip. And then here's what's even crazier. So he needs lyrics, you know, and so we had to bring like a teleprompter or like a computer screen to run lyrics. But all his lyrics are in Korean. I was gonna have to run lyrics. Luckily, Gian, our other team member, we switched. She was going to do the content. And I said, listen, you know, I'm a full-time content creator. So how about we switch? And the other tour manager had arranged for the switch off. So we had all had this conversation before, like she handed over the tour to me, and they agreed to that. And thank God, because I probably would have messed up his lyrics really bad. There were several times every city he switched like his set list because it kind of depends on the venue. Like you want to have the right set list based on the vibe. If it's a club versus a jazz lounge, right? Or like kind of a bar scene type of venue. And I really would, I would have fucked it all up. So I was so happy that Gian switched with me and I was getting all the content and I'm still doing his social media too. So I'm still doing his social media, some of it. So helping him with that. But yeah, it was wild. And there was one time we almost missed the play. I mean, cause we're up late, especially cause when you're in a club and you do a club set, you're out late, right? And this was in New York and we were out late. So we didn't leave the club till like 3:30, I think 3:30 in the morning. And yeah, what?
The flight, if you're leaving at 3:30.
Well, the flight was around, we had to be at the airport, I think it was like 11 or something, but we stayed up. Or was it 10? I don't know. We had to be at the airport early, I think like 10. But we ended up staying up till like 6 because they, you know, it's New York. So especially when you have an artist that hasn't tried, you know, US food or whatever, like that was it. So I was like, we have to get New York pizza. So we leave the venue like 3:30 in the morning. We go to this like pizza place that they recommended, got the pizza, went back to the hotel, and we're eating all this pizza so they could try it. And we're up talking and eating pizza. I swear it was like 6:30 or 7. Then we all had to basically pack and get ready to leave because the flight left at 10. So we had to get to the airport like fast. And we barely made it. But we made it in time. But we are rushing, like kicking ass to get there.
Russian? I thought you guys were Korean.
Whatever. It was wild. And then we get to these airports and our different bags are overweight. So we're opening our bags, having to switch stuff around to balance out the weight. And it's just, like I said, there is no shame when you're on tour. You have to be ready for anything, whether it's opening bags where everybody can see all your stuff and everybody's looking at you crazy because people are rude. They are super rude. They're like, could you just like move over there? And they're rude. So some people almost got cussed out. But yeah, we had to do that in the airports too. So we had to open our bags and switch stuff. We're packing each other's stuff in each other's bags in the middle of the airport before we can get on, you know, to put our bags in, check our bags in. And that happened several times. I'm just not gonna lie, several times. I mean, there's like a lot of things I did. I even took them to the wrong hotel in one city. It's just bad. Like there's like, oh my gosh, like, and they're like, it's okay, no, we're like, they're so great. We were all just kind of a team. And every time one of us did something that wasn't so great or we kind of messed up, be like, it's okay. We're going to be okay. Like we're just like kind of like pep talking each other up.
Raise the morale. It's your guys' first time, so you know, can't expect that everything. If everything went right, then that tells you something really bad's gonna happen.
Right?
Everything went right, yeah.
Was Chicago one of your stops?
No, that wasn't. We didn't have Chicago. And I had New York, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, New York, Pittsburgh. I met them out in Virginia. And then there were 3 stops in LA or in Cali. So it was Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Sunnyvale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it was really good. Like the tour was, yeah, honestly, the way the tour was set up, like the cities, it was not very well organized, but we made the best of it no matter what. But yeah, it was great. I love it. And I would love to go on tour again. So if anybody needs a tour manager, hit me up.
Don't worry if you don't speak any of her language, she can translate it.
That's right. I got a translator.
Like, that's like me going to be a tour manager for like a person who does baracha. Like baracha music.
Oh, you mean mariachi?
Yeah, like either or reggaeton doesn't matter, right?
It's all Spanish.
The guy just speaks straight Spanish.
But to be honest with you, that's kind of a good way, especially if you're in a club setting with all of the loud music like going off.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to communicate because then you could just like, here you go, just read it off the phone.
Yeah, I mean, you guys
It was so much easier.
Yeah,
but
as opposed to like leaning into the ear and be like,
right, trying to yell.
Yeah, exactly. Then the next morning, the next day, your voice is like you're losing your voice.
Yeah,
You're all raspy. Yeah,
right.
And it's actually also good practice for both of you too, because you get to practice more of your Korean, right? So your Korean probably improve because you can't really improve your language unless you're surrounded by it. So
right.
Yeah. So for him, he got to practice more English because he's surrounded by it.
Right. And he wanted to, like we both, like I wanted to learn my Korean better, and then they wanted to learn English. So it's funny because like in some of the airports, I'm helping them pronounce like different words. And I said, English is just so much different. Like you pronounce some, a lot of the words.
Okay.
And we're like they're repeating after me. Like one word was Pittsburgh, and we're in the airport in line trying to like go through TSA or whatever. And we're all saying Pittsburgh, and they're like Pittsburgh, like saying this back and forth.
I would have been like Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then one airport, I forgot what city I was leaving, but I had TSA pre-check, right? But you stay with your artist. Whether you got pre-check or not, you go in the regular, whatever, line to wait with them. So I was in line with them, but I had on my hoodie, and then this cami thing under my hoodie. And they're like, do you have something on under your hoodie? And I was like, yeah, I do. They're like, you have to take it off. It's like, what? And we had to get through. So here I am like stripping down, taking my hoodie off. And they're over there laughing because I'm literally like, okay, like I have this little cami on, and then I had to take the hoodie off, and they're totally like making fun of me over there. They're laughing. I'm laughing. And I just, at that point, I was just like, I don't care because we got to get through here because I got to make sure I stay with them. But after that, there were like a lot of jokes about it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Because I wasn't used to like taking everything off, right? Because I always go through pre-check.
I'm used to taking everything off.
Yeah, like
whatever.
Like for me, because when I used to, on my previous job, they used to have me fly out to Chicago and Indiana a lot. Going through regular TSA, I'd always like no belt. Like I was just, no jacket or anything like that. No jewelry. Like while I'm in line to go, to give them the ticket and then your ID and stuff. As I'm in line, I take everything off, throw it all in my backpack, wear sneakers that I can just like slide them back on and off real quick. So that's like a little tip. So next time you're in the regular line.
Yeah, it was bad. Not bad, but I was like, oh my gosh.
Because once you go through security and you have everything off, you literally just put everything in a bin. You go through the scanner and then you're back out with your stuff.
Yeah, and all these people were staring at me. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then like people always complain, it's like, oh, I hate going through security. It's like it takes such a long time. It's like, well,
if you're unprepared, yeah,
right. I hate that.
Yeah, like that's why, like if I have a jacket, it's better to have a jacket than a hoodie because then you can take it off real quick.
Right.
Have a watch, take it off. Any necklaces, rings, earrings, watches, take it all off. Just throw it all in your backpack. Wallets, phones, just throw it all in your backpack.
Right.
And then
I have to remember that next time I tour.
The bin, so that way when you load your stuff onto the bin, take your shoes off, backpack on the bin, go right through, and then that's it.